It affected my family, my papa in particular. He come from a war-torn background back in Greece in a time when the Ottoman Empire was moved out after World War II, and the Macedonians were fighting for independence, and they joined up with the Partisan army, which is the communist movement of Russia. They joined into the movement. My grandmother used to tell me stories of lugging ammunition up to the mountains as a teenager. And then when she was given the gun to shoot, she used to shoot in the opposite direction. Because I said, why didn't you shoot the enemy? She goes, I can't kill anybody. You know, me, your grandmother, kill somebody. So these are the stories and these are the hardships they grew up with. Once they lost that battle and they become oppressed by the Greek people, and they lived in their villages, like the Māori, colonised in a sense, and we didn't have independence, and our resources were minimal. And they used to, in winter when they used to hibernate and have all their harvests and stuff to keep them through, they would play cards to pass time and gamble. And over the years, my grandparents brought my dad and the family to Australia to find a better life. Half the community moved to Australia, and my dad grew up with the card playing, and that turned into casino, and that turned into remortgaging, financing, gambling. It was really hard at times, and we were very lucky that my grandmother held the whānau unit together. I must admit, my father always made sure that we were looked after, but my grandmother was always there looking after us, but it affected us. And he never was able to deal with it right until the day that he passed. And back in those days, there wasn't help, and they never spoke about it. We just dealt with it within the walls of our home, and it wasn't dealt with very well. It was quite destructive, and there was always communication breakdown around it, and we never resolved it. If anything, it just brought constant fear into the house because we never knew. It was so unpredictable, and sometimes things were good and other times we lost it all. So yeah, I experienced that growing up. Luckily, we always had that part of the family that still worked hard to make sure that we had enough. But there was other times as well where there were some pretty desperate situations, yeah.
Mōrena tātou te iwi. Nei a hau kei nei te tihi o Mauao. I tēnei ata e tuku anei nā whakaaro I tēnei rā hoi anō. Just watching back on the segment there about my papa, where I'm talking about his gambling problem, just reflecting back, and I just want to clarify that, yeah, Papa was an amazing dad, and he always made sure that we had everything we needed and a lot more. He was very dedicated and committed to his whānau. And unfortunately, with the gambling addiction and how much harm that caused in the whānau, that was just a reality for us. And I suppose my point is just to say that these people, they're our papa, they're our tuakana taina, our tamaiti, our mokopuna, they're our whānau. And although the gambling addiction is a part of some whānau's lives, they're still our whānau. So yeah, that's why it's really important for me to say and to express, to open up about those issues in my family, to encourage you to start speaking and to reach out and get help for yourself, for our people, so that we can have a better, more prosperous, thriving life. Ahoe anō, tēnei te mihi ki a tātou, mōrena tātou, te tāhu o te wāhi nei.